Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. I was having a thought this morning, and you know how I'm always haranguing you about having fun with makeups? It's no big deal, just play, and enjoy. I was going to try this experiment, not on camera, and then I was like, no, let's just play with you because that's what I'm all about, just like having a good time and playing. So what I thought, I've been underpainting for years and years and years, but I don't know that I've ever tried it with like a powder foundation. And so I thought, let's do that today. Use some cream products, underpaint, and then just use a powder foundation. I've been really into the powder foundation for more like natural-ish looks, and underpainting is a very natural look. Like the finished result is super natural. So I thought this could really work. I've been really liking like the faux freckles. I know it's not everyone's idea of a good time, but I really like them. So yeah, I just figured we could play and maybe have a little chat. I don't know. We'll just have to see how this video unravels. Hopefully you're into that. If you are, you're not subscribed, you totally should. Or if I'm annoying you, maybe unsubscribe. I don't know. My subscriber count drops pretty steadily. So either YouTube hates me or I'm just not everyone's idea of a good time. Either way is totally fine. All right, let's just get into it. So I'm going to start with my bronzer. I don't have a cream contour that is actually a contour shade, so we're just going to bronze today. And I'm going to use my Huda Beauty Tantour. This is in the shade Light. I haven't used this in a while, but I really do like it a lot. So if this works, then I'll be able to use it more and do this kind of makeup more often. All right, I've got it loaded up on this little dough color O2 brush. I think it's a foundation brush or whatever, but I'm just going to use it for my cream products. I'm going to tuck these hairs, but I didn't put in earrings in my bottom holes because I had my hair in front of my ears and I figured it wouldn't matter. That is what I get for thinking. So this is just going to get patted on. Did I tell you? I don't think I did, and I was so excited. A couple weekends ago, we walked down and got ice cream with some of the grandbabies, and we went into Ollie's. Jackson was looking for a baseball bat, and I've been in Ollie's a couple of times. It's a fairly new-ish store, like-ish, for our area. So I haven't been in there much, but we went in looking for a bat for Jackson and just kind of wandered around a little bit. And I came across these little 10-inch box fans. I'm gonna put a picture in here so you can see what it looks like. I squeed so hard. If you don't know me, IRL, I love itty bitty things that are tiny, that are supposed to be not like regular size things. So to find a 10-inch box fan, I was beside myself. I couldn't even stop saying 10-inch box fan. It was so cool to find a 10-inch box fan. I loved it. And okay, so I didn't just buy it because it's itty bitty, though I definitely would have. I figured I could use it in the kitchen. We don't have a real circulation in there. We have ceiling fans in all of the rooms, like the living room, the bedroom, this room, but no kind of fan system in the kitchen. So I was like, this could definitely work in there. So brought it home, It was perfect. We had a couple of very hot days. It was lovely. It's gotten kind of yucky again, but whatever. It's only the beginning of June, so hopefully we get some kind of summer. I think that looks super good. I mean, obviously not as a finished result, but for where we're at. Anyway, brought it home, love it. And then I got a dehumidifier for my bathroom. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. liquid blush in this shade. The writing is so itty bitty on the bottom. I can't. I'm gonna use this as my cream blush. Anyway, I bought a dehumidifier for the bathroom because it's so humid and damp, and bathrooms tend to be a little damp anyway. But I don't think it's working quite like I need it to. And I have a heater in there for the winter because I get cold, and showering and being cold is just really no good. So I put a heater in there, and if you just turn the heater on without selecting the temperature, it just goes to like a fan mode, but not like a cool fan, just like a gentle moving of the air, if that makes sense. So I was like, perhaps we need another 10-inch box fan in the bathroom. And we picked up another one because I think it definitely makes sense. I'm just gonna go in hard with this. We're going to use powder foundation over it. So yesterday, I don't know if it was the heat, the humidity, the menopause, one never knows at this point, but I was going out of my mind in not a cute fun way from the heat and the humidity and all of the yuck. So I put the fan in the bathroom and I got it all plugged in, and it was lovely. Mike built me a little shelf under the bathroom sink because we have a pedestal sink because, you know, wheelchair. And it's just like the perfect size for under the sink. I could not get over how great that was. I'm so excited. So yeah, very, very excited about the 10-inch box fan. Okay, I know it doesn't look right, but man, it looks so good. I think I can see the end results. So just, you know, hang tight. We're gonna get there, I'm pretty sure. And if we don't, I'll just go ahead and wash my face. I'm gonna do some Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer. Pretty much just under my eyes, maybe a little bit in here and here, just to cover up some of the rosacea. And I'm going to use, I'll use my Rare Beauty concealer brush. So yeah, that's my latest shenanigans. And I've decided that we're going to take the squirrel feeder out of the window for the summer. Like once the weather changes and they can't, you know, they can, or maybe have a more difficult time finding food, we'll put the feeder back in the window. But I feel like they should be good for the summer. So hopefully that works out. I don't know, we'll see. But I did do my eyes and my brows already. I primed with the NARS soft matte concealer under my brow, and the Milani, it's almost gone from my lash line up to my brows. This is looking pretty darn good. And of course I did my brows too. Okay, I'm very, very excited. I think this is where I will go in with the powder foundation. But first I want to use a little bit of my e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder in pink. It's not really pink. I mean, technically it's not white. It's more pink than white, but it's still a like translucent powder when push comes to shove. So that is going to go just on my under eyes and inner corner. I don't want to put a foundation shade under my eyes. That could lead to badness. So just on my heart poof, I'm going to tap it into the back of my hand and just very gently. You definitely do not want or need a lot of powder under my eyes. That would be bad. At 46 years old, the less product under my eyes, the better. Okay, so for my powder foundation, I actually had this in my declutter box. It's the Maybelline Fit Me in 122 Creamy Beige. This was way too late for me, so I figured, you know, why hang on to it? I'm not going to use it. And then I proceeded to get more and more pale all summer long, or I mean, all winter long. So I broke it back out so I would have a powder, because my lightest powder that I typically use was still too dark. So I have this little poof I got off of the Zon, and I'm just going to swoosh it in to the powder and pat it on. This process takes a little while because there's really no loading up of the product on the sponge, but I can get, you know, a couple of pats out of it and then, you know, go back in, get some more over and over and over. So I'll probably eliminate most of this part so you don't have to sit through it. I just want you to see how it looks over the makeup I've put on so far. I don't have a cream highlight, so we'll go with powder highlight when I'm done with this part. So that's with the powder and without. I really think this is gonna work. So let me quickly whack on the rest of this powder and I'll come back and we'll do some more together. Okay, all I did was continue patting the powder on. I think that looks fantastic. I thought it would work, like it just seemed like it should, but because powder foundation isn't super high coverage, I wasn't sure. I mean, obviously, if you don't like a strong blush, you could throttle back on how much you put on, but this definitely still worked. And I don't think I need any more blush or bronzer. And typically, underpainting, I would add a powder, blush, and bronzer because the foundation tends to be more coverage and, you know, kind of takes away a lot of the bronzer and blush, which is great if you like just a light little bit, but I like more than a light little bit. So let's go in with some highlight. For that, I picked out my JD Glow You Glow Girl in Seaside Frost. You were here for it way back when I dropped this, like the second time I used it, or first time, something like that, and smashed it all over my floor. So that is what was left. I mean, I've used it a bunch, but it's a really, really nice highlight. Very like in your face, but not sparkly and crazy. If you like a in your face highlight but aren't a fan of, you know, sparkle or a lot of color, this is very, very nice. I know my face looks very matte. That's kind of what I prefer, though I did something, I didn't do the underpainting portion the other day, but I did use all powder products and ended up like really loving the look. But I remembered I have the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray. So I'm gonna spray this on and then fan it off, and it'll help the powders look not so powdery. So let me do that real quick. All right, I'm back and my skin is starting to look more like skin. The powders have kind of sunk in. This isn't a particularly hydrating setting spray, and it's not a mattifying one. It's just the perfect setting spray, in my opinion. I love it so much. I bought the matte one when it came out, and when I tell you that was a full-on disaster, I'm not exaggerating. It was awful. So I think that's the look. I am so flipping excited. I know it's probably like, duh, Jan, of course it's gonna work for you. Maybe it wasn't, I'm not sure. I'm a little shiny between my brows. I don't love that. But let me know if you have done this underpainting with a powder foundation or not. If you've seen it done, I genuinely, honestly haven't seen anyone do it. So if you have, let me know who, and I'll go take a reconnoiter, because that's super cool. I just like all of a sudden I was cleaning out I was picking out my makeup for today. I always shop my stash. I don't use the same things day after day. I go into my drawers one at a time and pick out what I'm going to use based on my mood, how I'm feeling, you know, things like that. So as I was pulling it out, I was like, wait a minute, I want to use cream products and powder products maybe. But how do I do that without potentially, you know, none of these things have ever disturbed my foundation, but there's always a concern that I will mess it up if I forget what I'm doing and drag or whatever. So I was like, well, let's try the underpainting thing. When I was like, I don't really want to do heavy foundation today because of the eye look I'm doing for another video that you've probably already seen. So I thought we'll just try it with the powder foundation. I'm really excited about this. I know it's not the full face, like the eyes aren't done. I'm doing that in another video, but I think my face, like my base makeup, looks very nice, not too heavy. And I know you're probably thinking there for a minute, I'd gone around the bend before I put the foundation on, but I really like this. I'm super, super excited to hear what you think. Do you do this? Would you do this? Have I gone around the bend and I just don't know it? I'm gonna leave it there. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.